The government gave the assurance during the flag-off ceremony of the second-round polio virus outbreak response, which took place at the Lagos International Market Arena, Osogbo, the state capital. In another time, the Ijara community in Kwara State, North Central Nigeria, has devised a means to keep money within its community in a bid to foster economic development. Ijara came up with its own currency, which is accepted throughout the community. The managing director, Ijara Development Fund and Cooperative, Alo Oluwafemi, talks about the motivation behind the currency, also called vouchers, that residents of Ijara use when they go to the markets. Oluwafemi said the illusion of Ijara Oba Ajibola and Timola Julius go the area where he traveled to the United States of America in 2021. Also in the outgoing week, a guest at one hotel in the Ijesha area of Lagos State, Kelvin Owabuno, and his wife have narrated how they were shot by the owner of the hotel. The guest, Owabuno, said he lodged at the Queen's Victory Guest House for 4 days, and on the 5th day he pleaded with the management for a little time so as to get the funds for that day to pay the bill. Owabuno said that he had gone out to withdraw the money when his wife, who had come to see him with their baby, called that the hotel manager ordered him out and locked the door, a move he wasn't happy about. Owabuno claimed that the owner came to the hotel with a gun, threatening to shoot him and his family. The victims are seeking justice. This is Sunday Extra, reaching you live from the broadcasting village of OSBC, Voice of the West Nigeria. Chiefly before everything else, let's have the main gist of the whole package. Konwa begs federal government to pay all lecturer salary arrears. Water scarcity hits Kogi as flood damages multi-billion naira plant. 2 die in fatality in Kano. Sunday extra focuses on hardship faced by Nigerians over fuel pump price hike. And now, news in full. The leadership of the Congress of University Academics has appealed to the federal government to be magnanimous and pay all university lecturers their 8 months withheld salaries. The federal government withheld the salary covering 8 months that the lecturers stayed away from their duty posts in the year 2022 following an industrial action ordered by the leadership of the Academic Staff Union of Universities. Even though the federal government had commenced the process of paying members of CONWA the withheld salaries since they noted that they did not join the strike, the president of the newly approved union, Dr. Niyi Sumonu, however, appeals to the federal government that all lecturers should be paid. Sumonu spoke during CONWA's May National Executive Council meeting held at the Obafemi Awolowo University in Ife, where he was ratified as the pioneer national president. Also during the event, Dr. Abdulhamid Salahu was ratified as the national vice president, while Dr. Henry Oepele emerged as the national secretary. Also, Dr. Isa Abdurrahim emerged as the assistant national secretary, and Dr. M.S. Nwoke became the national publicity secretary of the union. Maintaining that CONWA did not declare a strike, Sumonu further said his members wanted to work during the period but could not do so due to the absence of students on campuses. In a communique issued at the end of the meeting, CONWA opined that education could be made cheap by ensuring an uninterrupted academic calendar. It also urged the government to ensure reasonable utilization of university autonomy and urgently stop seemingly unseen corruption and fix accreditation fraud in the universities. Recently, Governor Ajibola Adeleke launched 6 Pre-Masses 100 Days program. According to the governor's spokesperson, Malam Rashid Olawale, the 6 projects were designed to touch the lives of Osun masses in all the local government areas of the state. Tomorrow on Oshiluwa, the weekly Yoruba personality interview program, shall be looking at how each of the programs impacts the lives of the citizenry. Guest on the program is the grassroots politician Alhaji Sarafaddin Awotunde, a former council chairman who will also be speaking on other activities of the ruling PDP in Osun State. As usual, Oshiluwa will equally bring forth the update on the activities of IPO as they affect the weekly sit-at-home order in all the 5 states of the southeast. Keep a date with your man Latif Agbola and his guest Alhaji Sarafadin Awotunde as Oshiluwa takes the airwaves at the 1:15 in the afternoon on OSBC Radio 104.5 FM. The extent of collateral damages done in Kogi State is beginning to manifest as the 10.5 billion naira water treatment plant, which was completed to match for the duration of the flood that ravaged parts of the state last October, has been damaged. The State Commissioner for Water Resources, Abdulmumin Denga, which journalists round the plant expressed shock about the extent of damages done to the pumping and water treatment machines, all of which were submerged for about 3 weeks the flood lasted. He said that most of the machines had been damaged beyond repairs and needed outright replacement. The Commissioner, in response to reporters' inquiry as to what caused severe water scarcity in the capital since last October, however, disclosed that the state government had since ordered for replacement of the machines from the original manufacturer and expected delivery soon. Danga noted that as a palliative measure, the government had done some repairs at the old Lokoja waterworks for water supply to some parts of the state. Efforts by drug cartels from Brazil and Canada to bring 126.95 kilograms of cocaine and skunk concealed in herbal tea packs and imported vehicles into Nigeria have again been thwarted by operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency at the Akano Abian International Airport in Enugu and the Tenkansi Port in Lagos. At the Enugu Airport, the Ethiopian airline male passenger 42-year-old Eze Ikenna, coming from Brazil via Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, was intercepted on arrival at the airport. Over the weekend, a search of his 2 bags revealed 19 big sachets which he claimed contained herbal tea, but were later found to be cocaine weighing 16.20 kilograms. The Director Media and Advocacy NDLEA, Mr. Femi Babafemi, revealed this in a statement obtained by journalists today. Dr. Ayasen Kemiakeya, the Dean of Students Affairs of the Bayelsa State-owned Niger Delta University, Amasoma, has died in a lone car accident. Kemiakeya was reportedly burnt to death in a fatal crash that occurred along Tumbia Amusami Road in the state. The deceased was reportedly alone in his Toyota Corolla vehicle, while with plate number 06H132 by when the accident occurred. Confirming the incident, the Bayelsa State Police Command said the police moved to the scene of the crash where information filtered in that an accident occurred along the Amasoma Expressway. The spokesman for the command, Isilim Boswat, a superintendent of police, said the corpse had been evacuated to the morgue and investigation is ongoing. Gunmen have invaded the Gambar Sabon Ilo community in the Tafa Balewa local government area of Bauchi State, killing no fewer than 5 people. They also kidnapped 1 person in the process, leaving the community in total confusion. It was learned from a resident of the community who craved anonymity that the gunmen stormed the area last night and shot radically into the air to scare residents away before carrying out the nefarious act. They said that the assailants kidnapped 1 Mr. Daniel and killed the hamlet head of the area, while 4 others were also killed in the process. Another resident of the area, Manase Danladi, also confirmed the incident. 2 persons that reportedly died in a pit toilet at Sabongeri Market in Fagi local government area of Kano State while opening up the chamber for easy use. The spokesman of Kano State Fire Service, Alhaji Samino Abdullahi, said that these in Kano today that the accident happened last night. He noted that the first victim, a 27-year-old, was working inside the away when he got trapped. In an attempt to rescue him, his colleague, who was 70 years old, went into the big wide hole and was also trapped. Alhaji Abdullahi added that the fire service brought the duo out unconscious and took them to Murtala Muhammad Specialist Hospital, where they were confirmed dead by doctors on duty. The Kano State Fire Service spokesman stated that the corpses were handed over to the police at the Sabongeri police station. He attributed the deaths to high temperature and lack of oxygen inside the toilet. A 300-level student of the Federal University of Technology Akure, Olomo Oluwapelumi, has committed suicide at his residence in the Aule area of Akure, the Ondo State capital. The deceased, who was popularly called Black, was said to be in the Department of Industrial Design at the university. He was said to have hanged himself in his room. The reasons he took the action against himself were unknown as of the time of filing this report. A source in the school stated that the deceased's friends yesterday went to his room and discovered it was locked. After several calls without response, the door was broken and he was found hanged. Reacting to the incident, the State Police Public Relations Officer, Mrs. Fumilayo Odulami, confirmed the deaths of the 300-level student and said the incident was reported to the police. The students' union government of the school, in a statement signed by its president, Jesunifemi Ashori, also confirmed the incident. When contacted, the head of media and protocols unit of the institution, Mr. Adegberu Adebanjo, confirmed the incident. Meanwhile, palpable fear has gripped the residents of Musoga in Eastern West local government area of Delta State after men of the Nigerian Army and the Nigerian police today stunned the community over the burning of suspected headsmen. It was gathered that tension had been building in the community recently after cases of kidnapping suspected to be carried out by headsmen began to increase. A community source who craved anonymity told journalists that for some time now, the community had been living in fear of headsmen as they not only kill, they maim them when they are kidnapped. However, trouble was said to have started today when youths of the community sighted a man believed to be of northern origin with a Dane gun. Youths were alleged to have set the man ablaze, and it was when security men came to take away the body that some of the residents started stoning them. That was led to security agencies invading the community. The Delta State Police Public Relations Officer, Edafe Bright, when contacted on the telephone, could not confirm it, saying he was yet to be informed. Now to Sunday Extra Paper. Osun State Governor Senator Ademola Adeleke has expressed confidence in the victory of the People's Democratic Party (PDP's) presidential candidate Alhaji Atiku Abubakar in the February 2023 presidential election. The governor stated these while addressing thousands of PDP faithfuls during campaign rallies held in Oshogbo, Abeokuta, and Ibadan. Governor's office correspondent Abdurrahim Adekilekun puts the political encounters of the governor, which started from Nelson Mandela Freedom Park in Oshogbo to Ogun and Oyo States together for Sunday Extra. His report.
It was with great enthusiasm that members of the ruling People's Democratic Party (PDP) in Osun Central Senatorial District, comprising of Oshogbo, Olorunda, Irepodun, Orolu, Ifelodun, Boripe, Boluwaduro, Oduotin, Ila, Ifedayo local governments welcomed the governor, Senator Ademola Adeleke, to their midst at the Nelson Mandela Freedom Park, Oshogbo. Speaking at the rally, the governor stressed the importance of unity and love among party members and called on leaders to close ranks for the success of the party.
Nítorí ìbò tó ń bọ̀ yìí ẹ ti fi ṣe gómìnà mo dà mọ̀ wípé mo sọ fún yín pé ẹ máa gbádùn dẹ̀ǹdẹ̀ǹ kí ni mo sọ ní sẹ́ńtúrà yìí ẹ láti lọ dìbò ẹ̀yin tẹ̀ ẹ̀ ń dìbò ẹ má ní gbéraga ẹ tó bá ń dìbò kì í ní gbéraga
Acting chairman of the People's Democratic Party in the state, Dr. Akindele Adekunle, Alhaji Shuaibu Oyedokun, and former deputy governorship candidate of Accord Party in the last gubernatorial poll, Alhaji Kunle Jiwan, were full of appreciation to the governor for keeping his promises to the people since his assumption of office.
Excellency, we want to thank you most sincerely for all you have done since you came to power. It has shown that when indeed an action government, when indeed the government that love his people. Your Excellency, we the party and campaign council are solidly behind your program. Pàtàkì nínú ìwà mímu. Ìdí kìíní ni pé níbi tí gómìnà wa máa ti ń ṣe nǹkan, pàápàá jùlọ tí kì í ṣe sílẹ̀ tí wọ́n gbèsè tí wọ́n ní yìí. Tí wọ́n sì wá fi ọlá àwọn àti ìpinnu ayé wa sí níṣẹ́ ni tí wọ́n gbé gbèsè wa.
On Wednesday, the governor joined thousands of PDP members in Ogun State who had converged on Abeokuta to receive the presidential candidate Alhaji Atiku Abubakar and his running mate Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa. According to Senator Ademola Adeleke, the party will record landslide victory in the southwestern states because of its general acceptability as well as the acceptability of its flag bearer by the people. He said the revolution of positive development, which started in Osun State, will spread across the southwest and Nigeria at large.
Our presidential candidate has brought a good news, and he has said that there have been lives in Ogun State, there have been lives in Nigeria, throughout Nigeria. There have been due process and of course rule of law. Any country or any state that does not have due process or rule of law, that is not going to work. But he has told us, he has promised us, he has done it before when he was the vice president as the chairman of the economic team. We see how our country was moving forward. That is why we are brought you good news. Same thing will happen because Nigeria will get to the promised land.
In Ibadan, the governor joined the intimidating crowd of party supporters from all over the state at the monumental Mokpo Hall, where he expressed high hopes in the chances of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar in winning the presidential elections coming up in February this year. At the rallies, the PDP flag bearer Alhaji Atiku Abubakar did not mince words as he assured people of economic and industrial development of the southwest under his presidency.
Now, it is one of the 5 pillars of our program to make sure we implement restructuring, meaning that we give you more resources and more powers so that you can develop your respective zones and states. Making sure that the industrialization of the southwest is achieved and has the support of the federal government. This is a commitment. So there are 5 major commitments we made to the people of this country. The unity, we must make sure that there is inclusion. Every part of this country will be represented in our government.
In his unique style, Osun State Governor Senator Ademola Adeleke did not disappoint the party members when he stunned them by dancing to music of praise at the rally. For Sunday Extra, it has been Abdurrahim Adikilekun reporting.
Thank you, Abdurrahim Adikilekun, for that report. And Sunday Extra packet by Snayal Namide focuses on the hiccups being experienced by Nigerians as a result of hike in pump price of fuel at the filling stations across the country. Sit back and enjoy the menu.
Motorists and commercial motorcyclists continue to struggle for the essential premium motor spirit as long queue at petrol stations across the country stretched further in the recent weeks. Most fuel stations visited by the OSBC News in Osogbo, the state capital, as well as in major towns including Ilesha and Osun, revealed that stations which have this stock were selling at exorbitant prices ranges from 200 naira to 300 naira, even as the official price was pegged at 185 naira. Noticeably, filling stations that abide with the official pump price were usually besieged with long queues of motorists and motorcyclists who waited patiently on the lines to be served, which in most cases takes several hours. Some of the motorists who spoke with Sunday Extra expressed frustration on the prolonged fuel crisis being experienced across the country.
I stay here for almost 1 hour. I need to left. See the time now, this is about 2:58 p.m. I need to be back from there before I can go to work tomorrow. That is what I'm doing now. It's very bad experience. I don't know how much they are selling here. The border filling station I get this morning, they are selling for me 290 naira. Still, I need to queue. Which is very wrong.
Our leaders are the cause of all this problem we are facing in this country. Because at the point, these people they are selling at the rate at which they bought the fuel. You should understand. Me, I'm not happy as a person with the price of the fuel in the country, because if you hear now they are selling maybe 550 naira. In Akure yesterday, I bought fuel at the rate of 280, which is very bad to the city of this country. Around this facility, I discovered here is still the best place. Ask them to sell fuel at social rate, they will be selling at their own rate. In of this country, I pray God intervene.
Speaking with Sunday Extra on the efforts being made by the Osun State Branch Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, the head of the operation, Mr. Salami Yekini, noted that the agency is collaborating with depots and marketers to ensure that motorists were not exploited.
The notice that officers have been doing that every day to make sure that the marketers are not ready. We know that there is shortage of supply from the depots from Lagos. For some time now, the government depots have not been operating, especially the one in Ibadan, that service Oyo State and Osun State. It is almost a year now, the depot has promoted them with petroleum products. So the marketer is also get product from the private depots in Lagos. Some travel to Port Harcourt to load petroleum products and to Osun State. The present issue we have now on our impact, in order not to make the state dry, we reach out to almost all the major marketers who we believe have their own effort in some parts of the country. Maybe most of them in Lagos, we've written to them to solicit for their support in ensuring that most of the outlets in Osun State are red. That's the language we use to make sure that there is constant supply of petroleum products, especially purely to all the outlets. And in the last few days, we've started moving to our Alexa.
State Commandant of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, Mr. Sunday Agbola, who argued that it is no longer economically reasonable to hoard petroleum. He assured the public that Osun State Command is keeping an eagle eye in preventing petroleum hoarding.
In Osun State, generally, it is not even economically wise for anybody to go and buy fuel, whatever the price, and come and hide it to the fuel. There's nobody, there's no history. And there's no story of any filling station being reported in as public fuel or keeping fuel for which day are they keeping it to sell. No, there's no story about that, and I assure you, anybody that does it, we have us to concern ourselves.
Nigeria, the second highest producer of petroleum products among the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, continue to grapple with rising costs of the petroleum refined outside its shore, leading to debilitating impact on economy with knock-on effect on the life of ordinary Nigerians. For Sunday Extra, Saya Olorinde report.
And here again are the main cases of Sunday Extra. The leadership of the Congress of University Academics has appealed to the federal government to give magnanimous and pay all university lecturers their 8 months with their salaries. The extent of collateral damages done in Kogi State is beginning to manifest as a 10.5 billion naira water treatment plant, which was completed submerged for the duration of the flood that ravaged parts of the state last October, has been damaged. 2 persons have reportedly died in a pit toilet at Sabongeri markets in Fage local government area of Kano State, while opening up the chamber for easy use. And Sunday extra focused on the hiccups being experienced by Nigerians as a result of hike in pump price of fuel at the filling stations across the country. And that's all we have for you today on your dialing program, Sunday Extra. Many thanks to my audio officer, Jumoke Olajipo, Secretarial Assistant Bola Olaleye, and Executive Producer Abimbola Babatunde, not forgetting to mention Latif Agbola as well as Mariam Maruf for providing the needed assistance on the sidelines. Timitope Olayiwola is my producer for today's package. Remember to join us for another exciting edition of the program next week Sunday. And until then, I am Olushayo Babatunde saying, put smiles on somebody this week.
It's entertaining, it's educating, really informative, qualitative news as it breaks. It's OSBC.